Okay, are you Rosario Vela?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And Mr. Vela was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to cruelty to a non-livestock animal. The agreement was for a cap of 4 years. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fence has, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No.
I have one just quick correction, Judge, on his adult felony court history. That Chambers County received 6 months, so not 6 years. But
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
no other corrections, Your Honor.
Mr. Kimler, you may proceed.
Well, Your Honor, this case involves a dog, and just at the outset, I don't think that the lives of dogs are something that should be belittled or taken lightly. I have dogs myself, I have them now, love dogs, rescue dogs. So the loss of a dog's life is a serious thing, and it's painful to see one perish in this manner. I know that Mr. Vela, he wants to address the court, but I think that he has no remorse for that. And I mean, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. It shouldn't have happened. It was, a terrible wreck for the dog. But I don't think that it was necessarily intentional. He wasn't intentionally beating the dog, kicking the dog, or trying to engage in an intentional act of cruelty. I think it doesn't mean it wasn't cruel. The mental state isn't just intentional. So you can act in a way that he did still be criminally responsible. And I don't think it's an incident where he, it's just beating the dog to death or something to try to see the glass is half full, I suppose. As far as Mr. Vela himself, he's gainfully employed, supports his family. He does have criminal history, of course, aware of that. Of course, looking at the pre-sentence report now, I would just note that it seems to date back to as far as the last case, 2013, on the misdemeanor marijuana, and then 2012 on felonies. In speaking with him, I have spoken with him extensively. I think that his experiences while incarcerated really affected him. He doesn't want to go back to prison. So if he is given probation, I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to avoid being removed to prison. He learned his lesson. One of those people, I suppose, it takes one time and they get the message to the prison. So is that right, Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to tell the judge?
The moment since my release in 2018, I maintained a job. So my daughters were in CPS custody when I was released due to the mother's not doing the things that mothers should do or parents should do. I was fought for my custody of my 4 daughters. Within a year, gained full custody of them, and they've been with me since. And I've been their only sole provider. And I know the circumstances that with dog and everything was like unfortunate. I mean, me not being there and me not doing things that I should have done to try to make sure the dog was okay at the time. I mean, I fully regret that. The dog been with us since my release. That was really my daughter's puppy. We just moved into the apartment, so we wasn't completely settled. I'm not using that for an excuse or anything. I do take full responsibility.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols?
Judge, this is his 6th felony case. Several state jails for theft, burglary, and then the federal smuggling guilt. And I made a cap offer knowing that it limited his exposure, but I think some time is appropriate in this case for what happened to that animal. Essentially died of heat stroke, being left out on a balcony for several days in South Lake.
I don't disagree with Mr. Nichols, but I also can see, these are tough for me. This is tough for me. These aren't my favorite when it's part of my job, obviously, but all these caps and unagreeds where I get to make these decisions. You do have, obviously, criminal history. It is all somewhat dated, other than that federal issue was 2016.
Judge, I will ask if the court is going to do probation in this case, that part of his...
At this point, the court acknowledged the defendant's family responsibilities and employment history, but the focus remained on the dog that died after being left outside in dangerous heat. The judge balanced punishment with rehabilitation while imposing strict probation conditions.
Conditions involve some form of maybe humane society or something, either to give back to an organization like that, or to
Probably there may be.
they may not. I realize that's been a problem in the past, as I say it.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I mean, I can do it. I don't know that they want
Right,
that.
they don't. I think we've dealt with this a few years ago. But
We did.
They don't want that, so I'll take that out.
If there was something, when I read the PSI, I was trying to think of something as well in case.
May I say something? Is there any way that I can maybe donate to the shelter? And then just have a receipt of it, donating to the shelter?
Yeah, I mean, that's something obviously that you're going to have, if I give you probation, you're going to have obviously some financial obligations, but yeah. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. All right, Mr. Vela, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of cruelty to a non-livestock animal. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 10 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections, but suspend that and place you on probation for 10 years. So that means I just gave you 10 years in prison, but you can serve that 10 years while you're out on probation. Okay, so because it's probation, that cap of 4 is off the table now. I followed the agreement. I didn't send you to prison. So it's going to be up to you whether or not you stay out of prison. And if you violate your probation, it's no more cap of 4. I just gave you 10. You understand? So it's much more serious. Cap of 4 probably would have been easier if I'd given you 2 years. You go do your time and be out in 9 months. So this is going to give you an opportunity to be there, raise your daughters, do what you're supposed to do. I am going to order a $500 fine. I'm also going to order that you are not allowed to have any pets of any kind, period. Not for your kids, not anything. You're just going to be pet-free household. Understand?
Include fish, reptiles.
Any pet, period. Okay?
No goldfish.
Nothing. Okay? Take care of your kids.
How long does that term last?
I mean, for right now, it lasts as long as the probation. That's just a condition of your probation. If there's some point and you have some special request, you can talk to probation about that. They can send that over, and I'll decide at that time whether or not I want to modify that specific request. It needs to be a specific request for a specific whatever you're thinking. I am going to order that you donate to the Humane Society every month 1 bag of food. Every single month.
What town did you?
I don't know. I knew you were going to ask that. I mean, a medium bag of food. I'm not talking about this little bag of food. Okay, so yeah, do that and just make sure you give that to probation every month. Okay, so that they know you've done that every month. All right. I don't want it to be a huge financial obligation, but I want it to be something that reminds you and helps other animals all at the same time. Makes sense? So if you do everything you're supposed to on this probation, you've obviously gotten a great opportunity. You'll be able to serve that 10-year sentence while you're out on probation. The other side, like I said, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and facing that 10-year sentence that I gave you. All right? I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal.
The defendant avoided immediate prison time, but the sentence carried significant consequences. A pet ban, monthly donations to the Humane Society, and the threat of a 10-year prison term remained in place. The judge's message was simple: probation is an opportunity, not an escape from accountability.